Alrighty. Alrighty, good everyone morning. I'm speaking backwards today, but we'll try to do chair chi the right way. Good morning, Lebanon area seniors. It's Rebecca at the Lebanon Senior Center. Once again, hanging out in our heritage room. Really nice and cool in here. It's nice to have the air conditioning on, but we're going to heat it up. So we're going to get ready for our chair chi workout. Feel free to follow along the best you can. Remember to only do what you can and what feels comfortable. We are not seeking to create pain. This should be just a gentle time of gentle movement, repetitive movement, and it's connecting our breathing and our body movement together, just really connecting us to our bodies, working on stretching and some strengthening. So let's go ahead and begin. Let's go ahead and do our deep breaths first. So deep breath in, lifting the hands up over the head. Nice gentle arcing motion, swinging them back down to your side. Deep breath in again and back out. Bringing those arms up again and back down. And again. Arms up in the air, swinging them back down. One more. All right, let's bring our hands together in front of us, palms facing each other. I'm going to do a morning salutation. So with our hands together, palms together, fingers pointing to the sky, we are going to push our hands upward above our head, toward the sky, really reaching up to stretch out those shoulders and your back. Gently bringing those hands back down to chest level. When they get there, we're going to rotate them forward. We're going to push our hands away from our body, still with our palms together. Pushing out away from you as far as you can. And gently bringing those palms again back towards your chest. We're going to repeat that. So fingers pointing to the sky, stretching up over your head, bringing back down to chest level, pivoting away from you, pushing away. Almost like you're going to do a breaststroke in the water, pushing those hands out in front of you and bringing them back to chest level. We're going to go ahead and pivot those palms, so your fingers are facing opposite directions, but your palms are still touching. We're going to go ahead and link up the fingers and give them a gentle pull. Almost like you're trying to pull your fingers apart. You're holding on for dear life. Creating your own resistance, and you feel the stretch in your shoulders and your arms. All right. We're going to flip it over, so have the other hand on top, other hand closest to you. And when you're ready, again, we're going to do that gentle pull against your fingers. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and bring our palms back together. Fingers aligned. We're going to push against our fingers, stretching out our wrist. So it's kind of like using one hand to bend your wrist back. Definitely more focused on pushing against the fingers, not so much putting pressure on your wrist. We're going to stretch out the fingers if you've got arthritis or just some joint pain. Sometimes you need to warm up those wrists and fingers before your day gets going. And then we will flip it over and do the other side. So now the hand that's on bottom is on top, gently pushing those fingers away. All right, let's go ahead and put those hands on our thighs, and we're going to go ahead and focus on our head and our neck. Let's let our head gently fall toward your chest. It's okay if your head doesn't touch your chest. But we're saying toward. You don't want to make it go further than it wants to. You just want to let gravity take hold. Make sure you're taking that nice deep breath, expanding your belly with that breath in. When you're ready, we're going to gently roll our neck up to one shoulder and gently let it roll back across our chest the opposite direction to the other shoulder. And reverse that and repeat. Breathing in one direction and out the opposite. Alrighty, as you come back to the center, go ahead and lift your head back up. All right, just slowly relax neutral position. You're going to let your head tilt to one side, almost like you're trying to get your head to rest on your own shoulder. Again, don't force it. Don't try to pull your neck further than it wants to. Just gently let it fall there where it may. If you want to add a little resistance, you can rest your hand up on your head. Again, we're not pulling, we're just setting our hand on our head. Then be stretching out this opposing exposed side of your neck. All right, put that hand down. Let your head come back up to a neutral position and gently let it fall to the other side. It feels good and comfortable. Again, if you want that extra resistance, you can just set your hand on your head. Just be a little bit of weight. And help it fall just a little bit down. Always working on that breathing. All right, we'll take that hand down and let our head come back up to the neutral position again. We are going to I'm going to take my right arm and I'm going to do a nice wide pass out in front of me across my chest. I'm going to reach up with my left hand and pull that elbow close to me. You can reach around with your hand and pat yourself on the back for showing up to class today, for getting up and coming to do something very beneficial for your body and your mind, I think. Really stretching that arm, keep breathing. Nice, good stretch. All right, we'll relax that arm down. Now that left arm is going to sweep out in front of us, coming across our torso, reaching up with the right hand. We're going to, again, hug that left elbow towards our chest. If you need to pat the other shoulder and say, good job for coming into exercise class, you certainly can. Or give yourself a hug. Maybe you haven't had a hug yet this morning. In this time of quarantining and social distancing, we often have to give ourselves our own hugs. All right, we'll relax our arm down to the side. Actually, relax both arms down to the side, and I'm going to rotate those shoulders. Just a nice, gentle shoulder roll. You can go backwards, you can go forwards, whichever way feels good to you to start off with. I encourage you to do them kind of small, and as they start to warm up, you can get bigger. You can start bringing the whole arm into it. You can do some one direction, you can switch it and go the other direction. If you're a little bit quirky and you like to really try to work on coordination, you can certainly do one and then the other. You can go backwards or forwards. Really mixing it up. All right. All right, we're going to go ahead and do another stretch. Again, we're going to seem like we're doing the same thing, but we're not. So that right arm is sweeping out in front of us. Instead of coming up to our shoulder and hugging it in, we're reaching across to the opposite knee. So I've got my right arm stretched out across my body, grabbing my left knee. Okay, so side to side movement here. And with my posture kind of straight, I'm going to twist in my chair. Because I like to get the added leverage, I'm going to hold on to the back of my chair. And we're just twisting. We're stretching out that back and our obliques. All right, and returning back towards the front. And you guessed it, we're reaching across the left arm now. Left arm to right knee. And again, nice straight back. We're going to twist in the chair. You can just sit there like that, or if you want to reach up and grab the back of your chair for more leverage, you are certainly welcome to. Always feels so good in the morning to get the back stretched out. All right, relaxing back to the front. Of course, we are not going to forget our legs in all of this. So find a nice comfortable spot in your chair where you're nice and balanced. I'm going to stretch that right leg out in front of me. Or with my right leg. Oh, I almost have them on screen. There we go. It's mostly stretched out in front of me. You can't see my foot. But we're going to reach down for those toes. So to reach down, you can certainly just start taking off for it. If you are a little balance challenged, you can keep your left leg bent 90 degrees. You know, brace yourself a little bit with your left side, but then you're going to slowly reach down over the top of that right leg. And if you can get to your knee, great. If you can get to your shin, you're doing awesome. Getting down to the ankles, you're becoming a superstar. You can get all the way to those toes. You're doing excellent. I've even seen seniors get past their toes and continue on to stretch past them. They're amazing. Some of these seniors really work hard to stay flexible. And if you're not there right now, stick with it. Keep a routine, keep working and stretching, and you'll improve. You'll see improvement. We can all improve more. It's not about having an end result that we all fit into. If you can't do it today, give it 2 weeks. You'll get closer and closer to your goal. Oh, it feels so good to stretch out my lower back. Oh. All right, when you are ready to come up, make sure you take a nice deep breath in. And slowly, very slowly, work your way back up to a seated position. You can bring your right leg back under you. We go very slowly so that our blood pressure can equalize. When you have your head below your heart, you can change your blood pressure. So you want to move slowly when you do a bend down. If you've dropped something on the ground and when you want to reach down and pick it up, make sure you take a nice deep breath in. When you go down to pick it up, let it out, take another deep breath in, and move slower as you come back up. Just give your body a chance to adjust to those quick movements. It will help you keep your balance, help you keep from getting lightheaded, with that heart and the blood just kind of redistribute. So we are switching over to the left side. So if you need that balance assist, you can use your right leg to somewhat brace on. Got our left leg stretched out, and you're slowly working your way down that left leg. Again, if you get past the knee and the shin and you're getting down to those toes, excellent, excellent, good for you. If you're at your ankle today, because that's what your body says you should do today, just stretch out and enjoy it. Just relax, breathe. Even when you're bent over, you need to breathe.
After you're there for a minute, you might find that you can actually stretch just a little bit more as the soft tissues elongate and warm up. You can stretch into them more. And again, take that deep breath in. Slowly start working up. Very good. Bring both legs back under you. Good job. All right. Moving on to the next exercise. So with our feet flat on the floor, we're going to be coming up on our toes and back down. Let's go get my toes in the shot. There they are. Coming up on the toes and back down. And you can have your knees, hands on your knees. You can have them at your side, whichever is comfortable for you. Sometimes I like to have my hands on my knees just so I can push down a little bit, make it a little bit harder on my feet to come up, giving just a little natural resistance of my own body. And as they warm up, you can start squeezing those calf muscles. At the peak there, when you get up on your tippy toes, just give those calf muscles a gentle squeeze. You want to make sure they're warm first so you don't cramp up, especially in the morning if you haven't moved around a lot. Things can still be asleep. Even if your head's awake, body might still be asleep. You want to start off slow. Get that blood moving. Let's do 2 more. 1 and 2. There you go. Good job. Then we'll move our feet away from us a couple of inches, kind of wherever's comfortable for you. And instead of going up on our toes, we're going to rock back up on our heels. So I wish I had more brightly colored shoes. My black on black, you like rainbow soles so you can see when I flex my feet up. So we're lifting our toes up in the air, staying on our heel, flexing those toes back. If you're a visual person, try to think about reaching with your toes back to touch your shin. That's your goal. Really trying to stretch those toes backwards. It's not what the body's supposed to do, but it gives you a visual to work up. During the holiday season, we can talk about practicing your elf toes. You know, if they've got those curly, cute toed shoes, you know, their toes must bend backwards. Okay, all right, let's do one stretch up, stretch and hold it. Good job. Let it go back down. Doing good, doing good. All right, let's go ahead and do our bent leg lift. So with your knees kind of at a 90-degree angle like this, we're going to be bringing one foot up off the floor. Now, if you can do only a couple inches, that's fine. If you are, you know, been exercising for a long time and ride your bike or go for long walks, you might be able to get your knee up higher. That's great. You know, do what's comfortable for you. Listen to your body. But you want to be in control of that leg when you set it back down. So you don't want a big stomping sound or, you know, plopping sound as your foot hits the ground. The goal is to not have sound at all. So you are in control of that leg. That leg has to do what you say. You're going to say, set down softly. It helps to be in control of your body, not just in your day-to-day, but when you're doing it in these exercises, it's working muscles as you lift, as well as when you lower, because you're doing it more slowly and in a controlled way. So you're going to lift that leg up and gently set it back down. And up, and gently set it back down. Just like that. You might just get an inch off the floor, and that's okay. Or you might get a couple inches off the floor, and that's okay. We're going to start alternating legs now. So as the right leg's going to come over to my left, up off the floor. Right, left, right, left, And if you are a little more athletic or looking for a little additional work, I would encourage you to tilt back just a little bit. You're going to use your back to brace you. Don't lean into the chair. Just tilt back a little bit, almost like you're starting to do a sit-up or a crunch. And you want to hold that posture and work on, think about bringing your leg up to you. You start to feel your lower abdominal muscles as you bring up the legs towards your chest. If you've got back problems, it's going to be really hard on your back though. So, as I say, if it doesn't feel good, you can certainly come back to the upright and just focus on the leg. All right. Let's do one more on each side. There we go. Good job. All right, let's bring our feet together. And we're going to push our knees apart. So if we were doing yoga and sitting on the floor, might reference this as a butterfly. Or in our grade school days. So you're thinking about just sitting, if you were sitting on the floor, your butt would be on the floor, your legs would be up off, your knees would be up off the floor. Holding the feet together, you're pushing the knees apart. You might find just if you push the knees apart, you can suck your back in a little bit. Gives you some really great posture. It's also a really great time to do some deep breathing. So really think about filling up your abdominal. And really push out with those abs, those big breaths of air. Good job. Excellent. All right, to reverse this stretch, we're going to bring the knees together and move the ankles apart. Almost like if you were standing somewhere waiting for the bathroom. Really just think about squeezing those knees together. Sometimes helps if you've got a stress ball or a golf ball or a tennis ball, something that you're trying to hold in a silly game or contest. Who can hold it longer between their knees? You know, it's really squeezing it in there. You don't want to drop that ball. You got to hold on to it. You know, if you outwin it, you know, if you can hold it longer than everybody, you win the car. There you go. Not offering a car. Just saying. Some weird contest. All right, we're just holding that ball and really squeezing those knees together. Really start to feel burn across your thighs. Yeah. All right, go ahead and relax those legs apart. Good job. It's funny how simple movements can make your body really work. Okay, so now for the really fun stuff. So our anti-gravity straight leg lift. So again, you want to find a nice comfy spot in your chair. I'm going to back up just a little bit. There we go. And I'm stretching my right leg out in front of me. Again, you can balance with your left if you feel like you're a little off balance. But our goal is to lift this right leg up into the air and not let it touch the floor until we're done exercising. Now, if you can't go as long and you need to take breaks or your foot does come down, that's okay. Do what feels right to you, but if you can, avoid putting your foot leg all the way down until we're finished with our last lift. Our leg's really going to be working on the way up as well as the way down. The front muscles and the back of our leg muscles all in one exercise. Really creating our own resistance against gravity. Keep breathing while you're doing this. Your body needs that oxygen. When you're ready, you can have your toes pointed, or you can have your ankle 90 degrees, again, whatever's comfortable. You're ready, we're going to lift that leg up off the ground and slowly lower it toward the ground, but not touching. And again, if you only get a couple of inches, that's okay. If it looks really short like that, that's fine. But if you've got it in you, you can certainly lift it higher. And slowly lowering, bringing it back up, slowly lowering, back up. Connecting that breathing to motion, breathing in one direction, out the other direction. Lifting, lowering, lifting, lowering, lifting, and lowering. About two more. One, and two, and slowly, slowly, slowly going down. Good job, guys. All right, wonderful. All right, you bring that leg back to you. Again, nice 90 degrees. With your right leg, the left leg is going to stretch out in front of you for your next one. If you have more than two legs or you only came with one, modify accordingly. With your left leg stretched out before you, once again, we're going to lift that leg up off the ground and slowly lower it and up off the ground and slowly lower. Again, not touching the ground. If the ground is lava, you got to keep those toes off of that hot ground. You don't want to singe your toes. Still breathing, right? You ready for two more on this side? All right. One, two, slowly, slowly, slowly going down. Woo, here you go. Good job. And if you need to, you can certainly bounce those legs around. They start to sting a little bit or burn just a little bit. Just give them a little TLC. Make sure that they're ready to go. All right. I've got my knees about bent in a 90-degree angle, just kind of tucked here in front of me. We're going to move on to some really more traditional chair-chi movements, but we're going to repeat them. A lot of our seniors, as they're learning chair-chi slowly over time, enjoy doing just parts of movements. So that's what we do. So that's why we're definitely modified Tai Chi when we do chair-chi. So we are going to pick up our energy ball. Our energy ball comes from our core. You might have a little bit of energy. You might have a lot of energy, wherever you're comfortable. Once you've got a hold of that, we're going to twist it to the side. We're going to kind of, if we were in class together, we jokingly call it showing off to our neighbors. Just kind of showing everybody, I came to class with this much energy today. Say in person, our class has been at 11 o'clock, so they usually have a little more energy than I think sometimes this earlier class has. You got some pretty energetic people that meet us online now. You're just twisting that back and forth. Just get your core nice and warmed up, then we can start rotating our hands. So on this turn, instead of carrying the ball in our left hand, we're going to trade it up, twist it, and it's going to be carried in our right hand back across. We're going to rotate that ball and put it in our left hand, coming back across, rotate it to our right. We're just carefully carrying the ball, that chi energy, back and forth in front of us while our core twists. You just rotate that ball so we don't drop it at each point of our turn. And we can take this into brushing wild horse's hair. So when we get to the side, we're going to stop. And that top hand is going to drop and brush past the palm of our left hand, brushing across our knees, rotating at the wrist and lifting up. And we've got a nice big handful of horsehair. Our left hand then holds the brush. So we're going to bring it up and over our heads in a nice big arc, as big as you can. Brush past the hair we're holding, like brushing out a big, long length of horsehair. And then we're going to lift up another handful of horsehair in our left hand. We're going to reach up and over our heads with that brush in our right hand. Brush past our left hand, keep brushing out that hair. That right hand is going to turn and lift up another hand of horsehair, holding it shoulder length. And then our left hand becomes the brushing hand, reaching up and over our heads. Nice wide arc, brushing past our right hand, down across our knees. And once again, lifting up another handful of horsehair. Just repeating that back and forth of lifting up the horsehair with one hand, reaching up and over to brush down and through that horsehair with the other hand. And as our right hand comes up overhead, this time we're going to stop as our hands are floating over each other. The right hand is going to come up and be perpendicular to the left hand. The right hand is going to start moving across in front of us, heading towards our right side. The left hand is going to follow, just as it is sitting flat. Once we get to our apex on the right side, the left hand then becomes nice and perpendicular here. He comes and sits up and he starts leaning back to the left, and the right hand palm up just starts following. And switch it again. Right hand in the lead upright, left hand laying down. When you get to the right side, you switch it back and the left leads to the left. And I'm switching again, right leads to the right. You can't imagine a horse that's being led to water. You think about handing a baby off that maybe has been crying and now you want it to go back to the parent. Supporting the bottom, resting your hand on its back and just saying, here you go. You got a beautiful baby. Here you go. Your turn to change the diaper. All right, we've had some beautiful summer days popping up in Oregon, but the mornings have been a bit foggy. So if you want those beautiful summer days, you have to do your rain, your cloud dance here and start pushing away all of that clouds. You can have your bright summer day. You are the wind pushing back those clouds. So we've got both hands moving together, pushing invisible clouds away. Of course, you can mix this up a little bit and rotate one and then the other away from you. This is your cloud dance, so definitely get to be a little artistic and what that looks like, but you want to stretch away from you as much and as big as you can. Okay. All right, and let's bring those hands back to a rest in front of us. Good job. All right, let's go ahead and get our bears out. It's not winter anymore, but maybe you're a late bloomer and you've been sleeping in. You have some eating to make up for. So hungry bears, claws out in front of you, and you need to go jump into that lake or river. Gosh, it's a hot day, but you saw some fish go by. Those crazy humans just dropped off a big load of fish, and all those fish are in the lake now, and you're like, woo, I'm gonna go have me a buffet of fish. Some nice rainbow trout, maybe. Stream trout, brown trout, whatever trout you're after, but you're gonna go for a nice swim and have yourself a fishy picnic. So you are clawing forward, big doggy paddle style, keeping the back straight, rotating those shoulders, one and the other, reaching out in front of you as far as you can. All right, and if you happen to be a fisherman in this boat that was out fishing early that morning and you saw a bear join the party, you might decide that you need to take your hand on some of the oars in your boat instead and start gently rowing backwards. Gently, quietly, but very methodically, working your way out of your favorite swimming hole and letting the bears take over. As you're bringing those oars back towards your chest, think about reaching back, trying to pinch with your shoulder blades and back, really opens your chest. So you're working the shoulders and this chest area and your upper back. Very good. All right, and once you get to shore, woo, there you go. You get to park your boat. And maybe fishing was a bust because those bears came in. Now you need to go for a walk in your orchard and check on it and see how it's doing. And so last time we planted a tree, and now you get to go check on it because it grew big and tall, lifting your hands up in the air in front of you. Super tall tree, like you're trying to measure it with your hands. Then you're going to go out and you're going to rake up the leaves. So you're taking your hands from your sides and you're sweeping a massive pile of leaves up in front of you. You're putting them as compost around that tree. And you notice, oh, there's something hanging on the tree, so you've got to go harvest. So when we harvest, we lift 1 foot up off the ground and the same arm above the ground. So it's like, oh, apples. So we just picked an apple out of the tree. Very good. So now we're going to collect up in that first Tai Chi pose. Like we're holding on to our chi in front of us. We gathered up all those apples and we're twisting to our right. Rotate hands. Because when we shared those apples with family and friends, they gave us another tree that we carefully brought back to the orchard, setting the new tree in a hole we dug. And with our right leg, we're going to carefully, nice circular motion with our foot up off the floor, rotating that leg in a circle. We're going to pat that dirt down around the tree, that new baby tree. So then we're going to reach down, and this tree is magically going to grow really fast right before our eyes. We're using our arms to symbolize how tall that tree has gotten. Massive, massive tree in mere moments. But we've been hard at work raking in those leaves with our arms and piling them around the tree so that it can grow big and tall. We're going to harvest. What we got? Oh, how about nectarines? One of my favorites. Ooh, yummy, delicious nectarines. They smell so good. We're going to pick some up. We're going to carry them to our family and friends and share. And they're going to give us another tree to plant. Getting that circular motion with the foot. This time our left side. We'll plant that tree and watch it grow big and tall right before our eyes. And as it grows big and tall, because we're taking extra tender good care of it, breaking up all those leaves, making sure we compost really well. And then we get to go out and harvest. Ooh, how about some cherries? Cherry tree, we're going to share the excess cherries with family and friends who say thank you because we have such a green thumb. They're going to give us another tree for our orchard, so we're going to plant that tree in the ground. And we're going to watch it grow big and tall right before our eyes. Such a magical orchard because we take such good care of those trees. And we get to go harvest and pick to see what this one is. Ooh, how about pear? So we've got some luscious, yummy pears to share with family and friends who again say thank you
for our generosity with another tree. There we go. And that tree is going to grow big and tall right before our eyes. This one looks a little different. It's growing big and tall. We're taking care of it. Doesn't look like it's got fruit, folks. We have to reach up and pick. And instead of fruit, oh, we got a walnut tree. So we're going to gather up all the extra walnuts and share them with our friends and families who don't have nut allergies. And they're going to say thank you with another tree. And that tree is going to grow so big and tall. Looks glorious. Beautiful big tree. It just keeps growing. We're going to rake up all the leaves, keeping them composted at the base of this tree. The base of this tree looks different, but we got to go climb it. So one leg in the air, one hand in the air. So we got to go harvest, what, bananas? We got a banana tree. All right, so lift your hands up in the air over your head like you're riding a roller coaster and just wave side to side as if the wind's knocking you around. There's your banana tree. Woo! All right, bring those hands back down. So you're harvesting all those bananas, gathering up bunches of bananas, and you can share them with your family and friends who once again say thank you by giving you another tree. We're going to plant this tree, but we're going to wait to find out what it grows into until next week. All right, as we start to come to the end of our charity time today, got to make sure we stop and do our massage and our cool down here. Just encouraging all that freshly oxygenated blood to get all around our body. So you can massage the top of your head, and you can rub, you can pat, you can knead, whichever way feels good to you. I mix it up. I knead the top of my head. I rub my face, rub the top of my forehead, come down the bridge of my nose, across my sinus cavities. Always feels so good. And I start smoothing upwards. We're going to play anti-gravity, encouraging skin to go the other direction, right? All right, come down to the collarbone. Come back to my fingertips on my collarbone. You're going to do a familiar stretch where we swing that right arm across our torso and pull it in with the left. This time you can get back there with that right hand on your left shoulder and work out any knots you might have. Give yourself a little shoulder massage. And you're going to work your way down your arm. You rub down the outside of the arm, up the inside of the arm. Skin is the largest organ of our body, our first line of defense here. So let's make sure that we can encourage that circulation. All right, repeating that on the other side. So we're going to bring the left arm across the body, right arm hugging it in. And now you can rub it outside of your right shoulder. With that left hand in there, oh, feels good. If the knots have any family members' names attached to them, don't worry, you don't have to tell us. All right, work down your right arm, up your left. Why am I saying up, down? How about down the outside, up the inside of your left arm? There we go. And then we're returning back to that collarbone, down the abdomen, rubbing your belly. If it's good enough for your cat or dog, why not give it a try, right? Those intestines need some TLC too. Digestion is an important part of our body. We're going to stretch that right leg out in front of us, and we're going to start working down the right leg. Working our way down the outside of the leg and up the inside. Down the outside. Up the inside. You stop at your knee and give it a little extra TLC. It works so hard for us. We can bring that right leg back in and let the left leg go out in front of us again, working down the outside of your leg, up the inside of your leg, down the outside.
up the inside. And again, you can stop and do a little extra love on that knee. And bring that foot back under you. Good job. We're going to close off with some breathing. We'll do some controlled breathing during chair chi. So we're going to do whole breaths like we did at the beginning, 3. And then we're going to do some different breathing. I'm going to reference breathing, blowing up a balloon and letting the air out of a balloon. Just mix it up a little bit to work our lungs. So first, those 3 whole breaths. Deep breath in and out. Bring the hands up over the head. As we breathe in and back out. Push those hands away from you as you breathe out. In, out. Really good. So now we're going to fill our lungs like we're blowing up a balloon. So we're going to do it with 3 breaths. And 1 breath to let out. 3 in and out. To reverse that, we're going to take 1 deep breath in, and then we're going to let it out in 3 increments. Really try to push that last breath out, like try to squeeze all the air out. Good job. All right, so we're going to 3 whole breaths. So deep breath in and out. And in and out. Last one. And out. All right, everyone, that is chair chi for today. You guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time from Lebanon Senior Center. Bye-bye.